So this is the asset review of the community. So it's the second mapping project. I stayed obviously in the same area along State Street, but this time was able to walk through the same neighborhood, down the same streets with a more positive point of view, looking through a brighter lens. So the things that I was able to see today actually entirely changed my opinion of the neighborhood itself. My original reaction and assessment was that it was a very bleak place, kind of dirty, a lot of homeless people, probably a lot of crime going on, really shady businesses, pawn shops. But today, looking through that lens, I can't believe what I found. So along this area is where the South Campus of the Salt Lake Community College is, and it's a great school. I actually got my associates from there, and it's a really pretty campus, and it adds a lot to the neighborhood. It has a lot of diversity as a school, and it's a great place for people to go to grow and learn and contribute. So I can't believe that before I didn't even realize that things like that were there. Other things that I saw were the neighborhoods that I had complained about before. As I explored a little more, I actually found beautiful tree-lined avenues right off of State Street where children were playing. Tons of people were walking their dogs. These homes are in pretty good shape. Their yards are nice, and overall they're just really cute, safe-looking neighborhoods. It looks like a great place to live. And these people seem pretty, happy to be there. So, again, it just took that shift in perspective to see that this neighborhood is a lot nicer than I previously thought. The first time around, I also ignored, while looking at all of the shady or bad businesses that I found, I completely overlooked all of the really fun places that there are to go to. There are bars, restaurants, there are really cute boutiques, like lots of great businesses. So I can't believe I overlooked stuff like that. I started to see this neighborhood in a completely different light. It's a place that people live in, and it's a nice place to live in. There is a community college. There are tons of places to go and eat and drink and have a good time. People walking their dogs, kids playing in the streets. I mean, this seems like a much like a greater place than I originally thought it was, and I'm really surprised that all it took was a shift in the assignment. Instead of looking for the deficits, seeing it for its assets. And a lot of the people that live there might be lower income, but there are great resources for them there. There are tons of public schools within walking distance. One of these public schools that I saw, Liberty Elementary, actually has a community health center. A place that people with lower incomes can go and get help and assistance. There are a lot of housing projects for people who are in great need of homes, rehabilitation. We passed by this mission center for women, and it's a very clean facility. It's a nice building, and it's a place that women can go when they need help, especially mothers, single mothers. So again, really impressed with the resources in this neighborhood. Community centers, restaurants, businesses, schools, and education. I'm really glad that I did this second part of the assignment. I'm really grateful to have had this second, more positive view of this area. Makes me feel better about my own city, actually, because I live like only a few miles away from this area that I initially wasn't very familiar with because I had never gone to that part of town. I'd always stayed on the east side. So again, I really enjoyed this assignment, and I think that in future, going to places that I've never been before instead of focusing negatively on deficits, I should focus on things that make these neighborhoods great. And like you said in your video, looking at a neighborhood for what its residents want and not what I want. So seeing the way that a community benefits its residents and not just the people who may or may not visit. So yeah, I think in future I will explore this neighborhood even more. I plan to visit some of these businesses and restaurants, and yeah, great neighborhood.